Well, hello. I am. This is just a quick live because I really want to play with this palette again. So, just thought I'd quickly pop on and have a play. I've decided what colours I'm going to use. I've already done the scary one, the gold one here, that one. And then I used this one with some other colours, not on their own. Now I'm going to go pink. So I've decided I'm going to use this one here, which is like a satin raspberry colour. You can't see my mouth. And this one here, which is like an aubergine colour. These colours don't have any names, unfortunately, but there are 28 of them, and I couldn't remember them all. Anyway, so it's a gorgeous palette. It really is lovely. And there's a lot of us having a lot of fun playing with this. So I've done my base face already, as you can see, and I'll just tell you what I've used. I have like blue veins showing around the eyes and a bit of darkness under the eyes. So I need to colour correct, and what I've used to do that is this liquid blush. Because for blue under eyes, blue shadows under your eyes, blue veins, you need a peachy orange. And this is just perfect, a perfect colour for me to correct those dark circles. So I put that on and I let it dry. And this is key really when you're colour correcting or concealing, is to actually let it dry. So I put that on first, just blended it with my fingers, just on the inner corner and under the eye, and let that dry. And then I went in with my concealer. And I know some people have got a downer on concealer, but this one is not thick, it's not cakey. And I think, as you can see there, it's gorgeous. And I pop that on and I let that dry as well. So that's another key thing to remember, is to let your concealer dry, because then it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to dry. After it was dried, I looked closely at any lines underneath, and if there was any concealer just settling in the lines, I used my fingers to just blend that out and get rid of any excess, because I did put quite a lot on, I have to say, and hopefully it doesn't look like I've got a lot on. Then I've used the VFX Pro professional grade liquid foundation. There's a lot of people say bad things about liquid foundation, especially for small mature skin, mature ladies. I don't believe any of that. I think you can make any foundation look bad if you put a tablespoonful on. So they just wind me up, those people. Anyway, this is what I've used. I've put quite a lot on for me. It's what I normally put on just to prove a point. And with this foundation, I feel that it gets better the longer you have it on. So I've had it on for a few minutes now. It is completely dry. It is a matte foundation, but it doesn't look powdery, which is what I like about it. It just looks like skin. In between the colour corrector and the concealer, I did spray my eyes and under eye area with a fixing spray. That's a little trick I picked up when I was watching somebody do their foundation to make it look like glass skin. I don't see the fascination for glass skin, but I thought that was a good idea. They actually put several layers of makeup and water and foundation and spray and fixing spray. I just did the one. I will do another spray when I've finished, because I love the finish that gives you when you spray with fixing spray and then just go over with a blending bud. It gives you a lovely natural finish, but you've got coverage and you've got makeup on. So That's great. Now, I feel a little bit flat. When I put foundation on, I feel a little bit flat, a bit two-dimensional. So I like to contour. I cannot live without contouring these days. So I'm actually going to use, this is a powder bronzer that I'm going to use this time. We do have a contour in the Liquid Touch. This is a contour shade, medium deep. They do it in other colours as well. But I'm just going to use my powder this time. So, because when you put foundation on, as I say, it can make you look flat. You need to put some contours back in. So, I am just looking at my laptop. I did go live and use the camera on my laptop last time, on my MacBook. It was okay, but it's not as good as this camera on my phone. So I managed to sort out the cables and connecting up and all the rest of it. So hopefully you can see quite clearly, and it looks like the lighting is not bad either. So let's get on with a little bit of contouring. As I say, I don't go mad with contouring. I don't like it to look like I've got dark stripes on. So what you're doing with contouring is just putting back some little shadows where you want them. You don't want shadows under your eyes, but you do want them under your cheekbones. So, as I say, I like mine to be quite subtle as well. So there we go. Can you see that? It's just giving me a little bit of a hollow there instead of chubby cheeks over here. So I put it there. I put it a little bit on the forehead as well. And what that's doing is slimming my face down and bringing the light to the centre of my face. That's what you need to do. If you've got a very short forehead, miss this step out. You don't want to do that. So that is a little bit there, a little bit there. I'm just doing one side for now so you can see the difference. It's also a good idea to put some just here, where you go in over the temple. Okay, you can slim down and get rid of or minimize the look of these saggy jawline by just popping a little bit there, and sharpen up the jawline by going around there, just in front of the ear. And if you have several chins, you can just give the illusion of a bit of shadow there, but be careful with this. Don't go too mad. You don't want to look like you have a beard. Okay, so that's just one side. Shall I do that? Yes, I will. Okay, if you have hooded eyes, another place you can do it is actually here to minimize that puffiness there. If your hood is hanging over, as mine, it seems to be getting better, I don't know. You can just go in here to give the illusion that you've got a deeper socket line, which is, I don't know, everybody loves a deeper socket line. That's the perfect look, isn't it? So I'm just going to use my bronzer for that as well, and I'm just going to put some shadow in there. I am going to put eyeshadow on, as I say, anyway. So this comes out and it joins up with that where you put the contouring on your temple. Can you see the difference? Hopefully you can. I'm looking in my mirror and I can just see that difference. So let's just do the other side now. Can you see? Right. So I didn't introduce myself. I always forget to do that. So if you're new here and you haven't figured out, my name is Gloria. And I am an influencer, it's called, with Pharmacy UK. It's actually a global brand. And my role as an influencer with Pharmacy is to show you the products that I love and I use and give you my experience of them. Simple as that. And if you decide to buy any from my referrals and recommendations or my demos, then I earn a commission from that. And you will find the link to my website in the description. I've actually dropped the link to the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to use right at the beginning of the description, so you can see that there. Don't forget the temple. That makes me happy that I have got some contouring going on now. You may not even notice it, but I can. Now, I'm going to do, I think, quite a dramatic eyeshadow look. Let me do that eye and then we're done. I'm going to do quite a dramatic, I think. Certainly not neutral and nude anyway. An eyeshadow look. So quite often when you do a strong eyeshadow look, you need to adjust the rest of your face, as it were, with contouring and blusher specifically. So I'm not putting any blusher on yet. Some people don't like blusher at all, but I do. But I will be able to judge once I've done my eyes how much blusher I put on. So I'm leaving that for later. So that is my contouring done. As I say, quite subtle with it. But we may need more. Okay, the palette. This is called number 75, and it is so called because Pharmacy are celebrating this month actually 75 years of being in business, 75 years of being a cosmetics and skincare company, which is a long, long time. The company was started by Jodette Tuna, who is the grandfather of the current president and CEO. The two grandsons are currently running the company. And we're celebrating 75 years of Pharmacy. So they've brought out this gorgeous eyeshadow palette called number 75. And it is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? This would make a fabulous Christmas present for somebody. If I didn't have one myself already, I would certainly be very happy if that arrived under the tree at Christmas time. So let me just tell you a little bit about it. There's mattes in here, there's satin colours, and there's shimmery colours, and wow, some beautiful, beautiful shimmery, glittery. But they're not powdery. They don't have any fallout or anything. They're very kind of creamy when they go on. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, let's crack on. So, first of all, I am going to which one is it? I'm going to use this shade here as a base. Okay. and that gives the other colours something to blend into as well. These are talc free, these eyeshadows, so a little tap. Now you probably won't see anything at all on screen with this colour because it is very close to my skin tone, but it just evens things out and gives you a nice base. You can just see the difference there, I think. I'll cut that bit out. So that is just that neutral shade. That's a matte shade that I've just put on my lids and taking it up into the socket line. Now I am going to go in first of all with this raspberry satin raspberry shade, and I'm going to go all over the lid with that. So let me get, I'm actually going to use quite a crease brush to do that because I want to be quite controlled with it. So let's pick up that. I've not used this colour before from this palette. I have used a similar colour before, and it took me quite by surprise because at first, before I'd ever used any kind of pink eyeshadow, I thought, that's going to look weird. But it took me quite by surprise, actually, how much I liked it. Let me use that one there. I'm going to use I'll use this one here. There we go. So this is a flatter brush because I'm going to use the side to pat and pack that eyeshadow. Get a bit more depth of colour. Oh yes. So please do hit the subscribe button for me. That really helps the channel get seen. And if you hit the bell icon, then you'll get a notification when I'm either live or upload a video. I do have playlists. I do put my videos into playlists with skincare, makeup, tutorials, demos, and business information, actually. Right. So let's go on the other side. I mean, you could get away with just using a single colour, couldn't you? When I was younger, I used to love playing with eyeshadow looks. I'm putting lots of different colours on. When I first got into the online makeup business, I got my kit and I had an eyeshadow palette in it. This was, I'm talking only 9 years ago. So quite a while since I've been playing with eyeshadows as a teenager. And I didn't know what to do. I'd forgotten. And in any case, makeup had changed quite a bit. My face had changed quite a bit. So my first attempts were pretty naff. So that is the pink. This lovely raspberry satiny pink, but it's not too shimmery. Now, with my crease brush, going back to my crease brush again, because I'm going to pick up the darker, more aubergine colour and pop that on and do like a halo eye today. By that I mean I'm going to put the dark shade on the outer corners and on the inner corners. And that creates an illusion of having a more prominent eyelid. And you'll see. So I'm just picking up that aubergine colour there. And I'll put it on the outer corner and I'm going to take it up into the eye socket. Take your time, have a play. Take your time. You deserve a bit of time to play. Just build that up. There we go. Now, the reason I like to do a halo eye and have a darker colour on the inner corner is that I have this kind of bit here which to me looks a bit kind of puffy, and that is going to just send that back and reduce that puffy look. Now, trust the process. What I didn't do with a halo eye is you should replicate what you do on top underneath. Obviously not quite so much, just a little line underneath. So let me pop that raspberry colour on underneath. You don't have to do eyeshadow under your eye, but I just find that it balances out the eye. Now I'll go in with the darker one underneath as well. Take that a little bit further up. And then with my blending brush, let me just give that a little. In fact, I'm going to pick up that original colour, that first colour that I picked up, just to blend out top. Can you see that? Just blend it out so it's not a harsh line. But it just gives a bit of contour to your eye. Now, let me do the other side and then we'll see if we need to adjust it. Where was I? Yes. The dark aubergine colour. So if you're thinking, oh my God, what is she doing? That looks weird. Bear with. Just see, when you get mascara on, it makes all the difference. Even just getting the other eye on makes a difference, doesn't it? Now, I forgot to let people know on the Book of Face that I was going live on here. Normally, I used to do all my lives over on Facebook, but I am moving them over to YouTube now. See, that's looking more balanced already. Let's go underneath with the pink. So tell me in the comments, are you somebody that wears bold eyeshadow? Or are you somebody who would like to wear bold eyeshadow? I haven't quite plucked up the courage yet. Because I would recommend you go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Just have a play. Now, this is what I mean about coming back in and then just adding a bit more. Being a bit more dramatic. This is the transition colour that I'm just going to soften that top edge with. I think it needs more pink in the middle, so I'm going to brighten that up a bit more and take it up into the socket line. Okay, I'm going to go for an even lighter one, this lighter pinky neutral, just to lighten up under the brow. I haven't done anything with my brows. I do sometimes, not always. Depends on if I've tinted out the greys or not. Okay. Now, I think we need some Vampy dark liner brush. Now we've got a black here, so I'm going to pop some black on and then I'm going to soften the black. So just into the lash line and create a sort of, and then go a little bit up and out to sort of create a wing. But we're doing it with eyeshadow. A little bit underneath. Not all the way across, just barely halfway. I'm going to take the black eyeliner to just past the centre of the eye. Make it a little bit thicker on the outside, like so. And then I'm going to go back to that aubergine, which I've got on the outside, and pop that over the black. So we haven't got harsh black, but we've made the aubergine a bit darker. But it's softer. You see how that's given a lot more depth and definition to the lashes, made it look a little bit more dramatic. Did I do more pink on the other one? I don't think I did. Let me go and do the more pink on that side. Take it up into the socket line. Then the black with the eyeliner brush, which incidentally is a very thin angled brush. And if you're not very good, well, I was going to say, if you like a liquid eyeliner and you're not very good at it, try the liner brush with some eyeshadow. And as we get older, we need a softer eyeliner. It's much more flattering, in my opinion. Of course, you can do whatever you like. So let's go. Now I'm picking up the aubergine, going over the black just to soften that black. Even it up. There we go. I think that is enough. Now, I like to just sharpen up the line under the eye. We've brought the eyeshadow down below the eye, under the eye, but we don't want this kind of droopiness, this hook. So, in order to tidy that up and give a lift to your eye, I'm just going to get a little bit of my foundation on the back of my hand. Maybe not quite enough. There we go, tiny little drop. And this is a concealer brush. I'm just going to pick up a little bit on here and then just take that droopiness off. So we want to create a lift, a nice clean line underneath. I'm not going right under the lashes, but can you see how that lifts the eye? Not very good at doing the other side going up. Here we go. Just that tiny little bit makes a difference. No harsh lines. Here we are. Mascara. Now you'll see it all comes together with the mascara. Oh, what colour? What shall I use? I am going to use Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm going to use black mascara. I do have a favourite brown as well, but this dramatic look, I think, calls for more dramatic lashes. So this is my favourite mascara. This is Infinilash mascara, and they're all lovely, but I like this one because it gives you more wispy lashes, which I like. If you want a full, fluffy kind of look, then Full Blast is the one that you want. Now, as I say, you should be able to find my website in the description, but if you click on the link for the eyeshadow palette and just add it to cart, you've got access to the website from there. You can look at anything on the website at all. So let's pop some mascara on. I haven't done blusher yet, have I? So I'll do that in a second. So this is a lovely wand. It's not brushy, it's more comby. But you've got three or four sets of teeth around the barrel. And I like it because it feels like you're combing your lashes. We do this in brown as well, which is a limited edition actually, but very trendy at the moment. And it's great for daytime, especially if you're more mature, or you've got blonde hair or grey hair. It's just a little bit softer. But as I say, this look, I think, calls for black. My outside lashes on this side tend to curl inwards, which is quite annoying. They're behaving not too bad at the moment. So that is, can you see the difference as well? Now you can put eyeliner on as well if you want to, which I may do just to go the full hog, or not. Okay, let's do the other one. That little bit that you get on the end of your, if you turn your wand this way, you can get some on the base of those outer lashes. Those ones I always have difficulty getting to right there. There we go, got them. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. As I say, I forgot to let people know that I was going live. So if you're watching this afterwards and you have questions, if you're watching this not live, you can still drop your questions in the comments because I will see them. There we go. See, that definitely calls for some blusher, doesn't it? let's see what colour blush are we going to put on. I've got a pinky one. Let's put this pinky one on. This is it's another liquid blush from Midnight Touch. You turn the little top bit there, give it a squeeze, and you can just see the top puffing up. Close it. How many colours do we have? 6, I think. 6. Might be more. Shades. You can blend them with your fingers rather. I know what I need. This palette is absolutely beautiful. It's called Effortless Glow. And it's definitely the thing I need right now. So we've got a pinky, a nice sort of heathery pink. We've got a highlighter in the centre, and then we've got a bronzer. Absolutely gorgeous. I put it on with a powder brush and we'll just watch. Just picking up the pink. Makes your face look amazing. There we go. Got a little bit of shimmer to it, but very gentle with this brush. Depending on the brush you use, you can get more on. I don't use a lot of highlighter, but I do like this bronzer. So let's just pick up some of that. I don't know what it is about this palette, but it just makes you glow. Hence the name, Effortless Glow. There we go. Now, for lips, I'm going to go quite neutral. And I'm actually going to use a lip pencil. Should I use Cool Mauve or Dirty Rose? I'm going to go with Cool Mauve. Gorgeous lip pencils. Once you get them on, they do not budge. So let's use this mirror in here. I mean, it's called Cool Mauve, but it's not mauve. It's a lovely pink. I'm going to fill in and just blend that in. I've got quite a dark lip and I have quite a dark outline as well. And then before it sets, you get a few seconds to, or about 30 seconds to just Isn't that a lovely colour? I'm hoping they make a lipstick that colour. A little bit of lip conditioner over the top just to give it a lovely hydrated look. There. Not too dramatic, but dramatic enough. What do you think of that? So I used number 75 palette. I used this lovely raspberry shimmer colour, the aubergine colour, and some black, and then went over the black with a little bit more of the aubergine just to soften that black. Mascara and done. Let's call it done. So thank you for watching. Do come back and watch again. I will let everyone know that when this live has happened. But if you hit the bell notification, you will be notified when I go live again or when I post a new video. So if you want any information about pharmacy, you will find lots of information in the description. I am now going to pour myself a glass of wine because it's nearly dinner time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.